Hello and welcome back to Two Kids and a Mullet Later podcast with Lavalea and Colby. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about distractions in your marriage.
Friends, family.
Video games is a big one.
Video games.
And your phones in general.
Yeah.
Let's start off with family.
Alright.
The worst thing you can do is allow other people on the outside of your marriage make assumptions about what is going on in your marriage and then start planting little ideas
Seeds
in your brain that you should be doing this, you shouldn't be doing that, you need to change this, whatever.
Don't take advice from somebody who ain't no better than you.
Just don't take advice from people that you wouldn't want to be. You wouldn't want their relationship. You wouldn't want their life or the way they do things,
Yeah, because how the hell you gonna hate from outside the club? You can't even get in. That's like your fucking single friend giving you relationship advice.
That actually happened to me. I want to tell this story. A long time ago, I was working at this job and I ended up becoming friends with this girl, and she did not have a boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. She didn't have anything. She was single. She would try to invite me to go out to bars, clubs, all that kind of stuff. And at that time in our marriage, we just didn't do that. I told her that, and I remember she looked at me like I was the craziest person in the world. And she went on a whole speech and tangent about the fact that Colby is controlling me. I need to stop letting him tell me what to do. I'm telling y'all, she genuinely tried to convince me that I was being controlled by Colby just because I didn't go out to the bar with her. I'm not gonna lie, she kind of did get into my head. And I remember that night I came home and I asked Colby, I was like, why don't we get to go out to bars alone? I was questioning it, something that I had never questioned before. I didn't care before that conversation. It was never a thing. So that definitely caused some stuff to go on because I was allowing somebody who was not even in a committed relationship to try to tell me what I should have been doing in my marriage.
So what I said was, bitch. If you're going somewhere and I'm not welcome, why would you still want to go, And if I'm going somewhere and you're not welcome, why would I want to go?
Right.
If we going somewhere and our kids aren't welcome, why are we going to go? Family. Your family don't know shit about what you got going on in your relationship. They think they do. Just like your friends think they do.
Because there's a difference between what's really going on and what you've told them. And people are going to create their own opinions from that. That doesn't mean that they know what is really going on in your relationship.
And not even that. People telling you things from their experiences and how they view life. Motherfucker, people view life all kinds of different ways. If we all view life the same way, you know how many stupid motherfuckers there'd be out here right now? Thank the Lord we don't. Because everybody goes through life differently. Everybody does things different. Yeah, you could listen to somebody's advice and keep it in mind. And if you see things in your life are going the same route, you can be like, hey, they were right. That's happening how they said it was. But if they say that and everything's not adding up the same way, figure it out on your own.
Because I know for a fact that whenever I told my parents and my sister when I met Colby and whenever I got pregnant at 18 and we had only known each other for a month, they had a lot to say about that. They were definitely like, what are you doing? You're stupid. Why would you do that? And if I would have listened to them and been like, oh, you're right, I am stupid. I need to get as far away from this guy as possible or whatever. Me and Colby would not be together today. And I don't blame them for having that opinion because, look, from the outside looking in, an 18-year-old gets pregnant by a guy she met after 1 month. That does sound like a very questionable situation. But I knew myself that Colby was the guy for, like, our situation. I just knew it was going to work out. Like, I knew that he was the one for me and all of that, but it's hard for other people to know that. You can't always take the advice from people on the outside of your relationship, because you and your partner are really the only ones that actually know what's going on. But I do want to say, within all of that, though, there are situations where you do need to listen to people on the outside, and that's in those situations where you might be in a relationship that is not healthy or is toxic. And I know, there's times where people are, when you're in the heat of those kind of relationships, it is hard for you to listen to anyone on the outside. And it's kind of one of those things where you have to come to terms with that on your own, because you're not going to see their point of view.
You ever had Mike Knight?
Oh my God. Shut up.
I'm gonna be like Theo Vaughn in
You're going to
it.
have to edit too much stuff out.
Hey, pull up on the screen. How far can people see?
Look, one day we're going to have somebody with a computer that's just looking random shit
It's
up
gonna
for
be
us.
Colson.
Yeah.
Hey, Colson, pull up on the screen. How t- how tall are people in Papua-New-Guinea?
You are kind of
Yeah,
funny,
I can come up
man.
with dumb shit too.
Yeah. Back to the topic. Skirt back. You kind of have to try to decipher whether or not that advice is coming from a genuine place, or is it coming from
Nonsense.
nonsense, jealousy. I mean, just, there are people who just, when they see somebody else who is happier than them, it's like this little weird virus in their brain that's like, ruin it.
The
Ruin
haters.
it.
They sipping that haterade too long. We ain't doing that over here. Cell phones, technology,
Video games.
video games. Yeah.
I think that is a huge, huge problem in a lot of relationships, that is such a distraction from actually harnessing that connection with each other, and like
Actually being together.
spending that time together.
And I mean, can't lie. We've done it before. Right?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, it's hard this day and age because I mean, we got so much just in the palm of our hands. Like I can't tell how many times. I mean, laying next to each other or whatever, and just scrolling away.
Yeah, we'll both be
Uh,
sitting on opposite sides of the bed, just scrolling, and then we'll turn them off and be like, "Okay, good night."
yeah, and like, it's a hard habit to get out of. I mean, because I feel like the world nowadays is just so entwined in technology and shit. But if it ever does cross your mind, I mean, just go ahead and just put your phone down. Because we've done it. Just if it goes to your mind, like, damn, I'm just sitting here. I ain't showing
Doom
my girl.
scrolling.
Yeah, I ain't showing my girl no love. I ain't showing my kids no attention. Like, let's go ahead and put that shit down. And if uh your girl, your man, if he's on his phone doing the same shit, just hey babe, put it down. Just let's be together for a second. If your kids are on their phones, their iPads, whatever, video games, go outside and play. Let's do something together as a family. Just get everybody involved and just be there for each other.
Like, unfortunately, we've gotten to a time of where we're having to schedule time with our uh significant other, with our kids. And as silly as it sounds, but sometimes you have to do that. You have to set limits and set time frames. Like, whenever I get home from work, I've been at work all day, I haven't been able to scroll on my phone and check the latest Facebook post, whatever. Allow yourself like 1 hour, maybe even less than that, 45 minutes to just scroll on everything you want to see. But then after those 45 minutes, an hour is up, that's family time.
Yeah, and the same with video games and all that.
And I'm just gonna say it. I feel like it is such a flex, the fact that Colby is not into video games like that. Like, I'm so glad that has never been a huge issue with us. Like, Colby has just never been addicted to them.
I'll still play though, like once or twice every couple weeks. Like, but as far as the whole everyday thing, nah.
And the video games aren't bad. Like, it's okay to have hobbies and it's okay to do things that you enjoy. I've seen comments of people who have said, like, oh, well, me and my husband play video games together. So that
Yeah,
is our quality time. That is a little different.
yeah,
You know, we're talking about the fact of like somebody coming home from work, you've been gone all day. You go in a separate room or wherever you have your video game station set up and you just go sit in there until it's time for bed. Like, not spending any time with your partner, not spending any time with your kids or whatever. It's like that is not okay.
yeah,
There needs to be some kind of limit set.
yeah. Like you said, I mean, do a little hour, hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, and get off your ass and be a family man. I mean, that's what you are. So fucking act like it. You know,
Right. And because the thing is, the video games, are going to be there. Your kids are going to grow up and they're going to be gone someday. You're going to wish that you wouldn't have sacrificed that time that you could have had with them. But not only a video game, but on your phones. Like,
it's the same. Right?
yeah.
We're more people nowadays are more seeing life through a screen versus through their own eyes, and
And
that's fucking shitty. Step back and look at it, and actually want to experience the day to day like life with their family. You know.
I have even had an issue with that. So I'm not saying all of this from like a high horse, like that I've just never done that before. Like we said, we've done it before. I had a really, really bad issue with when I first started on TikTok and posting on TikTok and kind of like becoming a content creator. I would get fixated like so bad where I would just be on my phone 24/7, like always editing, always filming videos, always, it I was almost like addicted to posting videos and doing all that. And it got to a point where I realized like damn, like girl, you need to take a break. And so I really started having to be more mindful about the fact of like taking breaks, not allowing me, the editing process and like all of that kind of stuff take up a majority of my day. Because at the end of the day, I'm still a wife, I'm still a mom. Like I have other things that I need to do.
Baby legs.
We ain't gonna talk about that. I told Colby earlier I'm making my way down. I've shaved my armpits this morning. We're getting there. We're getting there to the other place.